Joining us right now from Breitbart News is Sarah Rumpf. Sarah, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for coming on today. And I wanted to visit with you today because we are, just a day away from the debate, the second debate for the Republicans, and wanted to get your thoughts on how you think this debate is going to go and what you'll be looking for during the debate.
Well, one of the things that's going to be interesting is we've once again got Donald Trump as the front runner, and for better or worse, in my opinion, worse, he's kind of defined the dynamic are. And I think it's interesting that even Jeb Bush has come out and started attacking him. So whether the rest of the candidates try to define themselves without referring to him, or they all gang up on him, that's going to be one thing to look for. The other thing to look for is a lot of the people that were expected to be front runners, like Jeb Bush and Scott Walker, have kind of not really met expectations in a lot of ways. There was a lot of grumbling after the last debate among people I know in Florida, some long-term Jeb Bush supporters. They still, respect and support the governor, but they really wanted him to stand out more. He's been getting a little feistier on the campaign trail in the last couple of weeks. Whether he's going to be able to do that on the debate stage is an entirely different matter. There's a lot of strong personalities. I mean, last time we saw Rand Paul pretty well. Carly Fiorina, who was the standout in the undercard debate, is now on the stage, and that's going to be something, that she's expected to be another strong performer. Yeah. And whether that's going to make it harder for people like Walker and Bush to stand out is something that I'm looking for.
Hey, let me ask you this, because even Donald Trump expects there to be some attacks on himself. Everyone's expecting these candidates to go after Trump. How do they do so in a way that doesn't turn off voters? Because so far the Trump supporters who are out there, every time Trump is attacked, they still stick by their guy. They're not leaving. So how do these candidates go after Trump without just, seeming like going after him just for fun?
Well, one of the things that I found to be very interesting and honestly a little troubling is that when he's attacked on his outrageous personality and the fact that he is just simply not conservative. You look at the record of the things he's supported, pro-choice, supporting things like Obamacare and different tax plans and eminent domain. It seems to fall on deaf ears. It doesn't move the needle at all. We've had several elections in a row, starting with the rise of the Tea Party movement, where conservative voters have demanded a stronger adherence to conservative values from their Republican candidates. And for some reason, that doesn't seem to be a factor in the support for Trump. One thing that I think that I would like to see people do more, that I think may have a chance of being effective, is actually challenging Trump on how he will accomplish all of these things that he is promising. Mm-hmm. Criticizing him as being obnoxious and a jerk and not conservative isn't working, but demanding to know, well, how will you legally be able to do this? How will you be able to afford this? Your plan would triple the size of the INS. How are you going to accomplish this? How are you going to get Congress to pass this? How are you physically going to be able to mobilize the resources to do X, Y, and Z? That may, get some people to wake up a little bit.
Visiting with Sarah Rumpf, Breitbart News. Sarah, obviously you've been plugged into Florida politics for a long time, and you mentioned Jeb Bush. What about Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio? What are the expectations for these two guys going into this debate?
Well, it's been very interesting because from the beginning, before either one of them got in the race, there was a lot of speculation whether if one got in the race, if the other one would bow out. And Marco Rubio has a political career of not waiting his turn. So you see that happening again. And there's been endless articles and endless speculation about the two of them going to war, and it just hasn't really happened yet, and I'm honestly glad to see it. They've been friends for a very long time. Rubio has always cited Governor Bush as a mentor of his from very early on in his political career. And so far, there's been some attacking through surrogates and some anonymous quotes in various articles here and there, but the two of them have declined to go after each other directly.
Well,
the last debate, like Rubio was given a question and given a very easy setup to distinguish yourself from Governor Bush, and he said something respectful and then changed the subject, like, my record's good because of X, Y, and Z, refused to attack him.
Yeah, I think that in the last debate, what we saw, and Rubio got high remarks in the last debate, was when there was the difference of opinion on Common Core between Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush, and I thought they both handled it the right way, which is, okay, we're not going to attack, we're going to highlight our differences on it. So I guess, maybe we'll see some of the same thing coming from those two tomorrow night.
Yeah, and they've both gotten high marks when they've highlighted the good things and the conservative things that they've done in their own record. I mean, Rubio had a very solid record as Speaker of the Florida House. He's on some very high-level intelligence and security committees in the Senate right now. Governor Bush really, I mean, they really did jokingly call him Vito Corleone, like he jokes about. I mean, that was in the papers when he was governor. And he certainly handled the 2004 and 2005 hurricanes very well. So when they've highlighted those aspects of their record, that's come across well. You see the focus groups and the polling on how people are responding to them and their answers in the last debate. And that gave them very good marks. And then you look at like the little cat fight between Paul and Christie last time. I think they both ended up, that didn't gain either one of them any points from the last debate. So I think people are wanting the Republican candidates to highlight their record, show why they'd be a great Republican presidential nominee, and go after Hillary Clinton and Obama and the Democrats.
Sarah, before I let you go, want to know from you at least your opinion on who has the most to gain and who has the most to lose from tomorrow night's debate.
Well, I mean, Carly Fiorina is on the top debate for the first time, and so this is going to be the test whether she can continue to stand out. I mean, as much as I respect Governor Jindal, he's not, it's easy to be louder and shinier than he is. He's not super exuberant most of the time. Yeah. So if she doesn't stand out, if she has a lackluster performance, that could drop her back down in the polls. And this, if there's going to be cracks showing in Trump's armor, people are the kids are back in school now. Summer's over. People are starting to pay attention more to politics. This may be, if Trump's going to start falling in the polls and actually get an actual conservative to be the nominee, this may be the moment when we start seeing that happen, hopefully.
Yeah. All right.
I have an opinion.
Sarah Rumpf, always appreciate you coming on with us, and we'll talk with you down the road, okay?
Thanks. Have a great day.
All right, you too. That's Sarah Rumpf, Breitbart News, where you can follow her also on Twitter as well.